let me continue my story here on May the 20th, 2009 on the gorgeous Mediterranean island of Mallorca. I was just talking about the fact that we are staying for one night at a wonderful country estate called Finca Son Pont. One of those country estates that actually used to grow olive trees. It had vineyards. It also has almond trees. Some of that is still actually being practiced. There's still olive trees actually for consumption, not for pressing oil, but for regular, eating of olives. And Finca Son Pont also has about 300 sheep. And the owner, Francisco Feliu, was telling me that he has about 14 or 20 wild goats that visit his property every day. So it's all related to the concept of agrotourism, one of the more recent concepts in tourism on the island of Mallorca. Mallorca started to be discovered by Central Europeans in the early 1800s, and various writers and musicians and artists used to come here and spend their winters here. And from about, I think, the 1960s and 70s onwards, it became, look at this country estate here, wow. Lots of Northern Europeans, English people, Germans, Dutch, Swedish, Austrian people used to come here as part of the mass tourism that developed in Mallorca. I'll show you a picture of this gorgeous estate here. And many areas along the Mallorcan coastline got turned into basically areas of concrete, all plastered over with buildings and high-rise hotels, attracting sort of cheap package tourism. And over the recent years, in the last 10-15 years, the authorities of the Balearic Islands actually decided that they would change the tourism concept and move away from mass tourism into higher class tourism, and in particular they decided to promote the tourism in the interior of the country, which is the so-called agrotourism, where people can actually stay in many different country estates that have been converted into luxury country hotels, just like the one where we're staying tonight. And actually they're not tremendously expensive. The place where we're staying tonight, I think one night probably costs somewhere between about 110 euros to about 160, 180 euros. So it's definitely within the affordable range. But most of these places have beautiful facilities, historical homes that are nicely modernized, as well as swimming pools, and of course lots of space to roam around and to take walks in. So it's a great concept, and I thought I would introduce this to you on this beautiful road here to Banyalbufar. I was talking to Francisco a little earlier, and I said, you know what, I would love to have dinner at the Mediterranean, right on the coastline. And I asked him where we should go, and he suggested the village of what are those, sheep, I think. You can hear the bells going off in the background. So he suggested the village of Banyalbufar, whose name actually still dates back to the Arab times. Lots of place names here have Arab roots, and there apparently are some big cliffs that drop right into the Mediterranean Sea there, and it's beautiful to have dinner there. So that's where we're headed right now. We've been on the road already probably for a good 20-25 minutes. With these winding roads here, I mean, the distances are next to nothing, but it does take a long time to get around because there simply isn't enough space for two vehicles to pass each other. And I'm going to sign off here from the beautiful Serra de Tramuntana in Mallorca, and I will check in with you in just a little while as we get closer to Banyalbufar.